Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to getting really well informed.
Great to be diving in.
So today, we're tackling a pretty intriguing mix of sources. We've got ancient wisdom, some modern takes, and even this really compelling family story, a case study almost.
Yeah, quite the collab.
Our mission basically is to unpack how things like ethics, inner peace, and the whole concept of karma kind of fit together.
See the connections.
Exactly. Hopefully we can shed some light and maybe trigger a few aha moments for you about how how it all connects. We've got audio, personal stories, lots to get through.
And it's fascinating, isn't it, how these very different sources, they seem to keep circling back to this core idea.
Which is?
That fundamentally global harmony, world peace, it really starts inside each of us with individual inner peace.
That's such a key point. And there's this powerful slogan from the sources, right? When we are enlightened, the world is enlightened too.
It drives home that idea that working on yourself isn't, just selfish. It actually ripples outwards.
It has a real effect.
Exactly. They talk about this concept of merit fields. Think of it like fertile ground, spiritually speaking, where good actions bear fruit.
Okay, merit fields.
Yeah, like the different levels. The Great Dhammakaya Satya is presented as this huge merit field for the whole world. Then there's Mahachalamani for the heavenly realms.
Higher planes, okay.
Closer to home, like an altar or a dedicated space in your house. That's a merit field for your family.
Makes sense.
And then the most fundamental one, the inner Buddha inside you, is your personal merit field. That's the source.
I really like the practical things they mention, the homework, as they call it, daily practices.
Right.
Things like sharing merit, keeping a spiritual journal, but also these really unique ones like sleeping and waking in the ocean of merit. What's that about?
Right. That one, it's about trying to keep this constant state of positive mindfulness day and night.
Immersed in it.
Kind of immersing yourself in goodness, aiming for it even when you sleep, almost subconsciously. And then that other instruction.
The 1 minute every hour.
Yeah, uniting with your inner Buddha for just 1 minute every single hour. It's about building that consistent, deep connection.
That's real dedication. It really embeds the practice in, the fabric of your day.
And the sources state the purpose of life quite clearly: to attain nirvana, seek merit, and build perfections.
And nirvana isn't out there somewhere.
No, it's within, right at the center of the body, they say. Found through a calm, still mind.
Simple, but not easy.
Oh, and that leads to that other intriguing line, doesn't it? For anyone feeling like it's impossible.
Oh, right. You can't do it because you don't do it.
Yeah. Pretty blunt, really. It suggests the block isn't usually ability, it's just the lack of doing it, the lack of consistent effort.
Cuts through the excuses. Now, shifting slightly, one of the big things in the sources is this World Peace Ethics Test, or World Pact.
Yeah.
And they call it the first ever ethics test for world peace. That's a big claim. What makes it so unique?
Well, the history gives some context. It started pretty small, actually, about 25 years before 2007, so back in 2525 BE.
Which is 1982.
Right, 1982. Just 382 people, apparently, at Chulalongkorn University.
Wow, tiny beginnings.
But the way it was structured, its approach to assessing ethics and how it spread kind of organically, it just grew and grew.
Exponentially, it sounds like.
Yeah, reaching millions. The source mentioned 4.7 million in one recent test, and they're aiming for 14 million. That scale, that sustained public involvement, that's pretty different.
And they use this really strong metaphor, calling it a nuclear bomb of peace.
Yeah, dramatic, but it gets the point across, right? Spreading globally, 60 nationalities, 6 continents mentioned.
A positive explosion, I guess.
It shows how a focused effort on, ethics education can really take root and spread. The international version, it focuses on the 38 blessings of life.
Universal principles.
Yeah, exactly. Things like associating with wise people, supporting your parents, being generous, living right, things most cultures value.
And the Thai version.
That one focuses more domestically on the warm family theme. Very play. And its first big test date was February 18th, 2550 BE.
Which is 2007.
2007, yes.
So if someone's thinking about this, maybe worried about how they'd score, what's the takeaway message?
The sources are really encouraging about it. They basically say, look, don't feel ashamed about taking it, whatever your score.
The score isn't the point.
Not entirely. The real shame, they argue, is choosing not to do good, or worse, actively doing bad things. even just studying the teachings, the Dharma, is seen as a way to gain merit. It's about the learning and the
Yeah.
intention.
Okay, that makes sense. It shifts the focus from performance to participation in learning.
Precisely.
So we've got this big picture, these global initiatives. Let's zoom in now on how these ideas actually look in practice through some really inspiring leaders mentioned in the sources.
Yeah, it's always good to see real-world examples, like Governor Supikit Wunirpong of Chiapham.
The first ever governor in the world to champion World PEC.
That's how he's described. And his commitment wasn't just, signing a paper. It was deep, offering alms every day at 5:30 a.m.,
Wow, 5:30 a.m. daily.
going to the temple every full moon day, encouraging hundreds of his civil servants to join him. It was a personal practice he brought into his public life.
That's incredible dedication. And his perspective on his job, viewing it as a way to build perfections.
The 10 perfections, yes, set things like generosity, morality, patience, wisdom. He
Yeah.
saw his governorship not just as power or status, but as a vehicle for his own spiritual development.
That completely reframes public service.
It really does. And he wasn't the only one. There's Governor Phanurot of Patani, also called a first-generation World PEC governor.
What was his focus?
He saw the ethics test as vital for building love and unity in his region. And interestingly, the source notes that even local Muslim community members participated readily.
Which speaks to that universality you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. These core ethics often resonate across different faiths and backgrounds.
And it's not just governors. There's also teacher Aiko,
Ah, yes, the 5-year-old. Charming example.
who apparently has some very clear ideas about raising good kids.
Right. It ties into that warm family theme. Her points were simple but profound. Parents need to be role models, help kids find good friends, good books, good teachers,
The foundations.
and instill virtues like wisdom, discipline, loving kindness. It's a reminder that these big ideas about ethics start very small, right, in the family.
It's powerful coming from a 5-year-old perspective. These leaders really showed the principles in action. But now, let's get even more personal. The sources offer this incredibly detailed family story, a multi-generational look at karma and, well, inner transformation. It feels like a real case study.
It absolutely does. And it paints this, intricate picture of karma, almost like a karmic accounting system, showing how actions from the past ripple into the present.
Okay, let's unpack that. The mother's story, for instance. High IQ, success.
Linked in the source to past life support for education, and notably, no past karma related to alcohol. But then her struggles in marriage.
Yes.
Attributed to a past life where she was apparently a clever womanizer, so the challenges kind of mirrored back at her. And her issues with difficult siblings.
What was the explanation there?
Past life favoritism. Apparently she favored friends over her own family in a previous existence.
Wow, okay.
Oh.
That's very specific. What about the father? Intelligent, but born to a farming family.
That contrast, the source says, was due to past arrogance looking down on people. But his later wealth and his success with women
Yes.
linked to past generosity, helping the less fortunate. But then there's the end of his life.
A violent death at 81.
Explained as karmic payback, retribution, for a past life as an official who had sentenced a thief to death. The source even details his afterlife journey, briefly wandering, then going to a hell realm due to sexual misconduct karma.
It's quite graphic in its karmic cause and effect. And the grandfather, another layer.
His honesty as a railway official brought him loyalty in this life, but other actions had consequences.
Like hunting.
Hunting animals, yes, and also his role as a wartime spy pointing out targets for bombing raids. This karma, according to the source, led to a short life, serious illness, and time suffering in what's called a Yamaloka.
An intermediate realm.
Sort of an intermediate hell realm, yeah, where he experienced things similar to the harm he'd caused, being cut, shot, reflecting his past actions.
But the grandmother offers a real contrast, doesn't she?
A stark contrast. Deeply devout, focused on making merit. She even ordered a Sangatan, a significant offering to monks, right before she died peacefully.
And the result.
A clear vision before death and rebirth, the source says, as a beautiful celestial being, an angel or deva, in the Dawadungsa heaven, the second level. It really highlights the power of positive actions and intention.
Then we come to the narrator herself. Her feelings of inadequacy despite being in this intelligent family.
Yes, and the source gives several reasons. Past lives, supporting others' education, but not her own. Not specifically wishing for wisdom for herself. some karma from alcohol,
Uh-huh.
and also a past life where she was very smart but looked down on others, which contributed to her feeling lesser this time around.
It's complex. And the suicidal thoughts.
Linked directly to past verbal karma, specifically telling people she considered stupid to go kill themselves, a really sobering reminder of the weight our words can carry.
Incredibly sobering. But she reached a turning point, right? After her grandmother died.
Yes, she was apparently contemplating suicide, went to a temple, and met a monk.
And his advice was key.
Simple but profound. He basically said, what you have can be lost. If you don't have enough merit, wealth will go to others. Just let it go. Maintain inner peace.
Just let it go. Maintain inner peace.
And that clicked for her. It shifted her thinking completely, from short-term worries to long-term positive action-building perfections, finding peace just by, centering her mind.
A real transformation triggered by that simple advice.
It shows the power of perspective, doesn't it? Moving from external validation to internal cultivation.
What about her sister and son, the ones who became non-religious? How did the source explain that through karma?
Their path was linked to past good deeds, specifically, acts of global generosity, but done without any particular spiritual aim or aspiration.
So they got worldly success.
Yes, success came, but it led them to believe it was all purely down to their own efforts, no need for religion or karma.
And the source saw a potential downside to that.
It raises a point about the karmic implication of actively encouraging others away from spiritual path, saying it could potentially close the door to nirvana, both for those people and for the one doing the discouraging.
So what's a recommended approach?
Gentle persuasion. Encourage them to maybe study or try practicing the Dharma just to see if they can understand its benefits for themselves rather than dismissing it outright.
Right, not forcing it, but offering the opportunity. This whole exploration, it's really taken us from, the macro level of world peace right down to the micro level of individual thoughts and past actions.
It really has. From global tests to intimate family karma.
It's a lot to take in, but the threads connecting it all seem quite strong.
Absolutely. And the consistent message, whether it's from the grand initiatives or the personal stories, is this profound link between our inner state and our outer reality.
Past actions, present choices.
Success, failure, joy, suffering, all interwoven with what we've done and how we choose to cultivate our minds now. The emphasis is always on cultivating that inner peace, making merit.
Not just for yourself.
Exactly, because it ripples out to your family, your community, even the world. Every moment of calm, every small good deed, it all contributes.
So thinking about everything we've discussed, the question for you listening is, what really stands out? How might your own actions, your mindset, maybe even past you don't remember, be shaping your life right now?
And perhaps more importantly, how could committing more deeply to finding that inner peace, that center, actually transform your world, both inside and out?
Something to definitely reflect on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you continue your own journey of discovery and cultivating that inner well-being.